Hi, everybody. This is Ronda Cobb, the Money Coach. Welcome to our show. You know, as we mentioned in the last two shows, the new website is up. Visit the new website, rcmoneycoach.com. See what you think. And while you're there, you can sign up for the improved Forget You program. You can buy a Money for Youth book right there on the website. I'm so excited, you guys. It's so cool. And of course, I need your feedback because, when you look at something so many times, you miss the typos or whatever. So if you're one of those people that's really good at finding them, let me know. No, you will not hurt my feelings. I won't be offended. All right. Onward to the show. This is a great show. You guys are going to love this. Today we're talking about the evolution of power and why is it a money issue. So here we are in an election year and all is well. Sorry. All is normal would be a better statement. People are taking sides in the bitter acrimony that includes negative ads, lies, false promises to capture your valuable vote, and incredible media coverage are on. And I cannot help but wonder how many of us would rather say, just shut up and represent all the people in your district instead of the few who contributed money. But hey, you know, it's really hard to get that message to them if you're not one of the few that contributed money. So then I started thinking about the rise of power and how it's used to manipulate the average consumer and voter to program their way of thinking. And I don't just mean politicians. The truly powerful are the ones who hold the strings to the politicians. Think of your average multimillionaire politician. How did they get there? Who provides them with funding and favors and so on and so forth? Yes, the people that hold the strings to the marionette are the ones that are truly powerful, right? Why do we allow it? Are we too busy? Unable to resist? Unwilling to step up and say no? And did we forget those wise words? Evil prospers when good men do nothing. We're not going to be political here, I promise. I'm done with it. But I'm going to be like I always am, straightforward and insightful. Now, you are welcome to talk back to the radio. Send me an email. And definitely, please do formulate your own opinion. Because many of us have awakened to realize that costs are rising rapidly while our salaries and benefits are not rising at all or very slowly. And that career positions are as rare as a dinosaur. And you're starting to wonder what is going on. Are we being purposefully impoverished or do we choose it? Well, okay, let's look at that. My first impulse is to look at the role of advertising in our steady decline of financial security as a people. Why do I look there? Because it's compelling, because it's pervasive, because it utilizes any and every methodology to separate you from your hard earned money, and because it's so hypocritical. Don't you find those great ads for alcohol, medicine, medical care, and tobacco, and so on and so forth, are shamefully hypocritical? At the bottom of the screen, it says in teeny print, drink responsibly, as though that one little disclaimer is going to prevent overconsumption. Ha! And those ads for the ultra expensive pharmaceuticals where they list harmful side effects as though they're perfectly acceptable because their $1,000 new wonder drug relieves heartburn. Right. Goodness. Listen carefully to what you're getting before you get it. And remember, during the open enrollment period for health insurance last year, I had dozens of clients who were just fuming because the television advertisements showed these fabulous health insurance plans endorsed by celebrity spokespeople that had zero premiums and bajuber bazillions of benefits. Finally, I had to watch TV to catch that ad. And in fact, there was a teeny tiny disclaimer at the bottom end of the ad. And it says, this ad has not been pre approved by Medicare or CMS, and the plan advertised is an example and won't be available in all markets. No kidding. So I wonder what strong arm tactic they used when people called that 800 number. I mean, I guarantee you that company who paid for the ad knew that they would get thousands of callers who could then be steered toward plans that were not anywhere close to what was advertised. But they were very profitable for that company. They had to be, or they wouldn't have been able to pay for the ad. So when you combine advertising and the persuasive effect, that it has on the majority of people with the rhetoric of political stuff, you can see that it isn't overly difficult to create a false need. To hear advertisers, media, and politicians talk, you'd think we're all going to die if we don't have a $25,000 health insurance policy to protect us. I got a newsflash for you. We're all going to die anyway, whether we buy health insurance or not. Eventually, yep, we're all going to pass away. And yes, indeed, in some states, I am licensed to sell health insurance. And for some people, it truly is not a waste of money. But for some people, it's not a necessity either. They're strong and they're fit and they're young and they're healthy and they don't need to spend $500 a month on a premium or more. They just don't. People need to be free to choose what they want and what insurance they want to pay for. And if they believe they need it, well then okay, let them spend the money. But if they don't, then let them not spend the money. You know, health insurance was a very reasonable expense before the AMA lobbied Congress to make it mandatory by law. Now, who holds the power over you? Is it Congress or is it the lobbyist? Just asking. Now, the advertisers, the lobbyists, media, social media, politics, they make these nice chummy consortiums that are creating what I call a false need. And you can hear their rallying cries, especially this year. Healthcare is a human right. Our schools need more technology. Health insurance should be provided by a bigger government. Don't worry, your employer will provide your needs. Just give them access to your whole life. They'll take care of you. Millions of people need this. You must have this or that or the other latest, greatest electronic whizmo gizmo. You heard any of those things lately? I've heard them all within the last 24 hours. A false need is when you find yourself buying that which you were told or convinced that you need, when in fact, possession of the desired item is not going to significantly improve your life, the quality of your life, the length of your life, or that of your family in any significant way. Think about the latest technology, the newest medicine, the preventative screening test, the self-driving car, your wallet in your phone, social media on your phone, and so on and so on and so forth. I bet you can name more than a dozen items in this category alone. Where will it all end? I fear that it will all end when you are broke, and broken. When we're all little minions traveling on the same train to wherever the power brokers send us next, and we'll be happy to get the crumbs that they throw us. It's a lovely outlook, isn't it? No, it's not. It is not lovely at all, but it's a true fear. And this isn't a new phenomenon either. Well over 100 years ago, actually closer to 150, a fine politician said, "You can fool some of the people all of the time, and the majority of the people some of the time." And that politician didn't even have social media and TV. This key concept of power creation and power brokerage hasn't changed very much as far as I can see. I read a newsletter recently that detailed the inner working of the pharmaceutical industry and how they pull people into their web so that they can be customers for life. Now, I don't want to bash the trillion-dollar medical industry too badly here, but that newsletter had some interesting points to make. Some of them I thought were a little bit off, but a lot of them were really interesting. Then what happens when your power has been usurped and the demand is created? Of course, the price increases and increases again. Control of the item and its use also increases. Oversight for your own good, don't you know? And then the people's dependency on that item increases. Once that happens, the price rises again and again and again, while the quality decreases and the rush to market with similar products and services bypasses product screening or quality programs. Greed and corruption go hand in hand here, and the loser is always the end user or consumer. Always. Now, a good example is what's in your pocket? Your cell phone. Tell me they didn't create a need. And now we all have one. Me too, I have one. Of course, mine's 6 or 7 models behind, but I still have one. Now, we're not going to stop being all Debbie Downer here. Let's get to the good stuff. What can one little person do? You can't fight City Hall. Or can you? Do you want to be David to the big G, big C, or big B forces? Maybe not, but one person can do a lot. First and foremost, reclaim your power. Yep. Try saying no thanks once in a while. Like 20, 24 times a day. No thanks. I don't want that mass produced, chemically laden food that's bad for my body. No thanks. I think I'm okay. I don't need that much medicine. I want to try the least thing first. No thanks. My current technology still works. I don't need the latest, greatest, whatever it is. No thanks. I don't need a new vehicle. Mine still runs. No thanks. I don't want to borrow more money. Should I repeat that one? No thanks. I don't want to borrow more money. No thanks. I'm going to go to technical school. I don't want to graduate college with $100,000 in debt. Or simply put, to whatever it is that you choose, you can say, no, thank you. I don't need that. So for every single item, ask yourself, do I want that or do I really need that? Every item, for every advertisement you see or hear, identify it as an ad. Analyze it. Laugh at its assumptions of your vulnerability or gullibility. And remember, sometimes it's an ad in disguise. How many articles or social media posts are really ads? Like that Forbes article we talked about recently. I think that was really an ad for colleges. Or how about when you see stories of how someone's struggle with XYZ forged a new respect for ABC? Are they highlighting the person who struggled and overcame the odds? Or are they highlighting the medium method or whatever it was that assisted them? Sometimes you just got to ask yourself, who's zooming whom? Not because you want to be a conspiracy theorist or a skeptic. Gosh, I'm sort of skeptical